Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome to Ask the Nanny. Today, it's all about you all and what you'd like to talk to. Hello, Marcy Touch. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Excuse me. For those of you who don't know me, while we're waiting on people to come in, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Angela. I am a newborn care specialist. I am a professional career nanny. I am also a lactation educator, a new parent educator, and a host of other things. I've had home daycares. Been the director of church nurseries. So, pretty much, if it has to do with kids, I've pretty much done it. I've taken care of over about 38 sets of twins in various ages, most of them from birth. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me. Uh, in case you're wondering what my credentials are, I've been in the child care field for over 40 years. Professionally, about 35, because I guess at age 11, you're not professional yet. But yeah, so if you have questions, please put them in the chat box. Uh, Either make a comment or put them in the question box so that I can excuse me. Uh-oh, I think I'm frozen over here on Instagram. Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh no, I'm not frozen. Okay. I thought I was frozen, but I'm not. Anywho, I'm going to send some messages out to my friends um, so they can join me. Okay. So, like I said, if you have questions, please type them in the box. Let me put my banner up here. There we go. And of course, when I go live, everybody wants to text me. So I got messages falling down out of the sky. So tonight, since I don't have any questions, I wanted to talk to you all about managing um, big emotions, how to uh, give them words to say when they're in the middle of just falling out and just having an all out tantrum, trying to get them to talk to you or to say certain things when they are angry and upset is kind of impossible sometimes. But what I do recommend that you do is that, because when kids have temper tantrums, they can't think straight. When you get angry, sometimes you can't think straight and you say things that you don't mean. Give them words to say. If they're having a fit over a toy or whatever, it's something on the counter that they want and they don't know, and you can't figure out what it is, but they're having a fit over it. Tell them, say, do you want the remote control, or do you want the apple, or do you want the banana? You can say banana, please, instead of telling them use your words. Give them words to use, because when you tell them to use your words, it's just gonna make them angrier. Hey there, I'm just a stranger, but I wanted to wish you nothing but positivity your way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is it Cart Corral? Thank you so much. So when your child is having that tantrum, when they're falling out, are they having difficulty telling you, are they whining? Telling them to use your words sometimes does not work. Um, the older they get, the more angrier they get. I guess they store up the anger. They have so many big feelings in that tiny little body, and you just want them to say please or thank you. It's not gonna work sometimes. I'm just letting you know. Model the words that you want them to say. Give them the words that you want them to say. Hello, Maggie Meg. How are you? Uh, if you, like I said, if there's something on the counter or something on the floor, or something that they particularly want, tell them, did you want to play with the toys or did you want to go outside? And sometimes it's just a simple asking of a question that will de-escalate that emotion that they're having, the crying and the whining and all that stuff up there. Um, Sometimes if you just ask them a simple question and you know the temperament of your child and you pretty much know, hello, my super city, how are you? Thank you for joining me. So, uh, sorry, I feel like I got to sneeze. There's pollen everywhere here today. But where was I? My sneeze kind of overpowered what I was about to say. But like I said, ask a question. Ask, ask, give them words of outside or banana or objects that are obviously in front of them and they're pointing towards something. Give them words. And because they're not thinking straight, you want the green toy or you want the red ball or you want to play with the choo-choo train or you want to read a book. Give them words. And sometimes they don't even know what they want, but if you give them words, they're like, oh yeah, that sounds good, yeah, that's what I want. And they'll calm down. I had to learn that the hard way. As I'm teaching the kids words, I want them to use their words. And when I say use your words, I want them to use their words uh, when they're calm. I want them to use their words when they're upset too, but I need to give them options to use their words when they're calm, when I know that they can think for themselves and they can come up with the word or they can point to it and I can give them the word for it. But when they are upset, I'm like, okay, they want this, they want that, they want this, they want that. Give them the words. And don't say, well, use your words. I don't know what you're talking about. Just say, I can't understand you when you're crying. Uh, would you like this or would you like that? Let me help you. Name their emotions and offer options. Exactly, Deborah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Millie. Yes, it's always good to give them options, Millie. Hi, Blossoms, Mona. How are you? Thank you for joining me. So give them options. We like options when we get upset. If somebody wrongs us, well, I can either refund your money or I can give you a free meal or a free dessert. Oh, okay. That de-escalates my brain and saying, okay, give me my money and give me the dessert. Because I'm a dessert person. So, you know, kids are the same way. They're just smaller. Um, if you all have any questions, or if some of my nanny friends are on here, if you all have any recommendations, like Deborah and Millie and yeah, Deborah and Millie had, feel free to write it in the encourage your views with it. Okay, I was just reading. Feel free to type into the question box or in the comments. Now, mind you, sometimes these comments, especially on TikTok, I don't know why they get jumbled up and I get the last part of a question and not the first part of a question. So if you're typing, uh, please type it out and I'll try to retrieve it for you. Okay. Now, I also want to thank those of you who came to this past weekend. We had our very first uh, Empowered Mamas group session. And I want to thank you all for coming. For privacy reasons, I will not be mentioning anybody's names, but you know who you are. Thank you all for showing up, and thank you for the good conversation and the laughs and sharing your children with me, and sharing your background with me, so that I can help you. If you haven't signed up for the Empowered Mamas group, please do so. The link is in my bio. You can go to find me on Instagram. Link is in my bio on Facebook and on TikTok. The link is in my bio. If you're on YouTube, find me on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. But I want to thank you all. Um, Also, I want to tell you all, I know that the end of the month we have scheduled water play, water safety, and I didn't realize that's Memorial Day weekend. So we will not be having water safety on the end at the last weekend in May. We were going to have it in June. We rescheduled it for uh, when was that? Yeah, we rescheduled it for June. Um, but also at June the 11th and 12th, I want to tell you now, if you want to sign up for June 11th and 12th, we will be in the kitchen making baby food and toddler food and talking about eating habits and how to get your child to eat more food. So that session is probably going to fill up soon, quickly. So June 11th and 12th, uh, hurry on over, sign up for it right away. So just letting you know. But I have a question over here. Thank you, baby Gigi 87 for the roses. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, Olivia says tips on nannying a newborn for the first time. Okay, I would suggest, even if you don't plan on being an NCS, I would suggest you take a newborn care specialist class because you'll learn more in there, the reasoning why you do certain things and why it has to be done that way, to keep up with the baby. I would also tell you to either use an app or use a log to write out things that the baby is doing, so that if you happen to go to the doctor with them, or they need to take the baby to the doctor, they can take that log or put in the app, take the app with them and tell the doctor, well, on this day, this happened to the baby. On that day, this happened to the baby. On this day, they had diarrhea all day long. All the pampers were diarrhea. That is an indication of something's going on with the baby. Or baby got his first tooth, or the baby took his first step, or they were in a bad mood. They were very cranky. They didn't sleep well. They didn't basically log everything and what you observe, not what you feel, because that's a different thing. Log in what you observe, what you see with your eyes. If the baby took one step forward, put the baby took one step forward. Not, well, I think he was trying to step, but uh, he didn't quite get the second step in there, but he's working on it. The baby took one step forward. Period. Your opinion and outside information, what you're thinking, is important to you. Keep that in your head. But when it comes to mom and dad taking that baby to the doctor, because I've had my books, because I used to keep a 3 ring binder. I've had my books taken to the doctor's office. I've had them taken to grandma's house so that grandma will know how to write it down. Observation, observation, observation. Write what you see, not what you feel is going on. Well, the baby hit me, and I think she was angry because I did this and because I did that. The baby hit you. Write what you see, not what you feel. It's so important. Hi, Fibro Nanny. How are you? Hi, Queen. Is it Neek? Okay. I'm not gonna botch up your name. Hello, Stale World Kids. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Hi, Crystal. How are you? So, observations, Learn about breast milk. If your mom is breast milk, learn about the breast milk, how to store the breast milk, how to care for the milk, breast milk, how to warm it up. Do not ever, 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 never, ever use it in the microwave. Put breast milk in the microwave. It kills the nutrients. Um, Learn about the breast pumps because you're gonna have probably gonna end up cleaning the breast pumps and sterilizing them. Learn about a sterilizer. There's so many different sterilizers out there. They all have the same purpose: is to sterilize. Your the dishwasher has a sterilization. Most dishwashers has a sterilization setting on them. You can sterilize it in the dishwasher, but most families that I know of, they have their own sterilizer. Uh, Learn the baby's cries. If you listen, pay attention, you can learn the baby's cries, whether they're hungry, they need your attention right away, they're just kind of fussy, whether they are sick, whether they need they got a poopy pamper, they need to be burped. If you learn their cries, you learn it will save you time trying to figure out, well, is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? Learn the cries. You already know. Okay, let's start here because that's that cry he does when this happens all the time. So start there. Millie says a good schedule, routine, and be on the same page with the parents. Yes, be on the same page with the parents, and remember that you are there to help. You were hired as the subject matter expert, but you are there to help and to empower the mamas, not and the parents, not to take over unless they ask you. When parents say, "Well, what do you think about this?" I give them my professional opinion. If I'm talking to them and they were like, "Well, we were told to use this, we were told to use that, we were told to do this, we were told to do that, so that's why we've been doing this," and I was like, "Okay, and how do you feel about that? Is that working for you?" Instead of telling them, "Oh, you're doing that wrong. No, you don't need that. You're putting the wrong thing on your baby." Now, if what they're doing is endangering their child, yes, I'm going to speak up. But if it's something that they don't necessarily need or something that they're just doing because somebody told them to do it, then I will ask them, "How is that working out for you? Is this something that you want to continue?" Because if it's their choice, it's their baby and their choice to do what they want to do with their baby, then I'm there to help. And if you want to use Desitin instead of butt paste, then we'll use Desitin instead of butt paste. It's all going to do the same thing unless the Desitin starts irritating the baby's bottom. Now, my children, bless their little hearts, had such precious skin. Desitin didn't work for them. So I had to use, I ended up using the A&D ointment, which worked perfect for them. Of course, this was 30 something years ago before the butt paste and all that other stuff, all the other good stuff that's out there now that I like to use was out. So when in Rome, do what you got to do. But you're there to help them and not to take over unless they ask you to. Be self driven. Know that, okay, if this baby has a schedule, don't wait on mom and dad to tell you, okay, it's time to change the baby's diaper. Okay, it's time to take them outside. Okay, it's time to do this. It's time to do that. Be self driven. Know that this baby is going to be on a routine, on a schedule, and it's up to you to keep that schedule and keep that routine. When the baby, you see the baby needs their routine changed, talk to the parents about it. Don't just change the routine. Talk to the parents about it and ask them, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we try this for a few days to see how it works? Because change is hard for everybody and everybody doesn't change at the same rate. So if you're changing the baby's schedule, it may take a little bit longer for some babies to adjust to that change than others. So make it, ask them for at least a week. Can we do this? Unless it's causing harm and causing disruption, ask them if you can try for at least a week because it's going to take that long for that baby to make up his mind. Like, Oh, I guess this is happening. So I guess I better get with the program. So make sure that you are talking to the parents and you become a team. There is no I in team. And most importantly, make sure that you are respected by the parents. I hate, um, and I've only worked with a few, but I hate working with families who see me as only the hired help. And they go behind my back and they use Dr. Google for everything. Well, I looked it up and it said to do this and it said to do that. Okay, yes, it may say that. I said, but did you read more than one source? Did you find more than one uh, thing on Dr. Google? I said, because if you read this information, read that information, always have articles, always have articles, have books to read, have uh, study, and basically study, continue to study. New tests are coming out. Um, in my NCS group, someone posted in the group about a study about a mom who was at 29 lost her baby to SIDS, and here it is 29 years later, and she's like, "This is what happened. This is what we believe that happened," and it's groundbreaking news. But there's only a small study, but it's still something to grasp and say that could be what's wrong with your child. I'm not saying that there is what's wrong with your child, but check it out. Read this article. Here's this book. I found this online and I thought it might be interested. Um, if they are willing to accept different articles and information, uh, send it to them. Send pictures. My phone, 95% of my phone is of baby pictures, babies. First, get permission to take pictures of the baby. Second, don't post the baby's pictures online without permission. And third, send them pictures. If you have permission, parents like to know what their babies are doing, even if they're in the home with you. They like to know what their babies are doing. If they're doing something funny or they doing something new, film it. It may be a minute. Film it or 30 seconds, showing them, oh, look what he's doing. It's tummy time. This is what we're doing during tummy time. This is what we're working on. It also helps if you're filming it that they can see, if they are first time parents, they can see what you're doing and how you're doing it and talk through that video. And that way, when you send that video to them, they can go back and watch the video. She said to do this, then she said to do that, and then she put this there and she put that there, and the baby did that. So I'm going to follow this video. The baby did it. It worked. Yes, that just makes you look good in their eyes because you taught them something new. Uh, good schedule. Millie says, very important to learn they're crying because sometimes they cry and parents think they're hungry and end up overfeeding. Oh, thank you, Millie, for saying that. Oh my gosh. Too many babies. Oh, give them a bottle. Oh, give them a bottle. Try the pacifier first. Try the pacifier first because if you overfeed your baby's going to be miserable. If you ever overeaten and you got gas on your stomach because you're overeating and you're burping and you're like, oh God, I feel like throwing up. I feel like this. I feel like this. I ate too much. Imagine what that baby is feeling. And that baby's brand new to the world. You used to having gas every once in a while, or having tummy aches every once in a while. Imagine what that baby is feeling like. It's all brand new to them. So anything, they are pain sensitive. Anything that hurts them, they're gonna scream about it. And you're like, come on, baby, stop crying. Okay, okay. And your energy, breathe, calm. Find the still small voice. And I mean STEEL, not STILL. Find your still small voice so that when you talk to the baby, they know that you mean business. I talk to the babies. Oh, I work overnight. I talk to the babies. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go and finish washing your bottles while you hang out right here. You are fine. I'm going to give you your pacifier, and when I get done with the dishes, I'm going to come back. We're going to sing some songs. We're going to read our books, and then we're going to go down for nap time or whatever comes next. And I talk to them and I let them know what's going on. If you talk to babies and let them know what's going on, forecasting what's going on, they pick up on language quicker. They start talking quicker. They start understanding better. All that talking and babbling that you think that you're doing and nobody's listening, the baby is listening. So those are my tips. If you want to know more, join me in my Empowered Mama sessions. Okay. Let me see if I have any questions over here. Hi, Jen. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Uh-oh. What? Somebody. Busy day. Two nanny infants get to play in the sandbox first day. They took a bite. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I've had child bite into sand. It's hard going in and it's even harder going out. Just imagine sandpaper on your behind. Ooh, that ain't fun. That is not fun. That is not fun. Uh, wake windows. Yes, wake windows and teamwork. Do you think it's important to take infants out on adventures every once in a while? I think it's good to take infants out every day. Infants need to know night and day. They need to learn their circadian rhythms, and the only way they're going to find that out is if they get some daylight exposed to them and some nighttime. That's why it's important. Dark room when they sleep, bright lights. Well, I don't say bright lights, but it may be too bright for them. But they need to know, get outside and get some sun. Vitamin D does them good. So get them outside, take them for adventures, take them for a walk, put them in the stroller, just take them for a walk for 10, 15 minutes outside. That fresh air just does something to the brain. Um, the the sunlight, natural vitamin D, the circadian rhythms. Oh, it's light outside. I need to be awake. Oh, it's dark in this room. I need to be asleep. So it teaches them the pattern of up, down, sleep, awake, sleep, awake, sleep, awake. So, yes, take them out. Let them have fun. My baby's 13 months old and he be having tantrums. How do I go about that? Throw himself on the floor. Okay, baby Gigi. We just talked about that. Um, Tantrums and we just talked about this past weekend, tantrums and calming techniques. Um, try breathing when your child is having those attacks, those tantrums and trying to throw themselves on the floor. That's the time when, especially the little ones, um, I pick them up, I talk to them, and tell them I understand that you're upset. Recognize their feelings. The very first thing you need to do is recognize they are angry. They have every right to be angry. Um, I used to, before I started taking classes and got into, uh, before I became a nanny, I was like, okay, you okay? You okay? Shake it off. You all right? No, don't do that. That was when I was young. When I got older and learned better, I do better. Acknowledge your child's feelings. We all get angry. I can't tell you, you can't get angry about that because you didn't do this and you didn't do that. So you can't get angry. Yes, you can. Everybody has feelings. Yes, we all get angry. We all get upset. We all have big emotions. Babies have emotions and they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to breathe through it or calm down or to um, figure it out because Babies are an advocate for themselves. And I say that because I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what everybody else is doing. Guess what? I want what I want. And I'm going to pitch this fit, cry, and do whatever I need to do till I get what I want. I'm my best advocate. So I am going to show you how I feel about you telling me no. I am going to show you how I feel about you taking my toy away. I am going to show you how I feel about you distracting me and redirecting me from that electrical socket because I want to stick my finger in there. I'm going to let you know, no, I don't agree with you. And my best defense is to cry because I've done it all my life. I'm just 13 months old. I've done this all my life. I don't have the words to tell you I'm sad, I'm angry because I got my voice, I got my cry, hear me roar. That's what they're doing. So pick your child up, redirection. When you see it coming, sometimes you know your child's temperament and you can see it coming. When you see it coming, my child was a year old and I knew I got 5 minutes before he gonna get bored with that and he gonna want to get into something else. Plop down another toy. Right before he got ready to swing left, I put a toy to the right and here we go. Oh, what's that? Let me go figure this out. Be a step ahead. If you know something is going to trigger them, be a step ahead. Now, I'm not saying that all these triggers are not going to happen, but if you know it's going to trigger them and you can avoid it by redirecting them or distracting them, yes, do so. I do it all the time. Know your child's temperament. That goes back to knowing their cries. Know them so you can redirect them. Okay, let me see. Deborah says, question, what are some tell aside from age of when baby is ready to drop a nap from 5 to 4? Um, when they don't get sleepy, most babies, because their bodies, when you have them regulated on a schedule, when they stop getting sleepy or they go in there and it takes forever for them to go to sleep. It takes forever. And then by the time they get to sleep, it's time to wake up. And then they're cranky because my body said, okay, you're tired now. You finally got me rested. And you finally got me down and squat in one place. And now it's time to get up. How dare you wake me up? I was just going to sleep. Try stretching them. Um, as a newborn, as a sleep trainer, I try stretching them. Change the activities, make a change in the schedule. When I take away something, I add something. So if you're going to take away a nap, then you need to have an activity or something and change it, not just at that time period to go down from 5 to 4. You need to change the whole schedule, not just, okay, well, he was going down at 5, so I'm just going to take that away and just let him stay up. No, you need to adjust the whole schedule so that 4 naps, what you want to take them from 5 to 4, that it would even out into 4 naps and not just, okay, you're supposed to take a nap at 5 and by 6:30 they crashing, but you don't want to put them to bed until 7:30, 8 o'clock. You don't want that baby crashing because if they're overtired, that's a fight that you don't want. Because when they're overtired, they're over irritable, they just kind of just let their bodies just fall out like this. Yeah. So when you change that schedule from 5 to 4, make sure that you change the whole schedule. That means the eating times, the sleeping times, the play times, the tummy times, all of that changes. Not just that one little section of we gonna drop a nap. And also, um, when you see them, when babies start becoming mobile, like when they start rolling over and flipping over and flipping over and flipping over, that's a good indication, because when they get in their bed, their crib, that's the practice place. And they're going to practice and practice and practice. And it's hard. I don't know how old your baby is, but it's hard for them to sleep because, oh, I learned a new trick. Let me flip over. And that wakes them up because it gets that adrenaline pumping. Okay, now I'm over. I can't get back. Somebody help me! And they screaming. And you're like, okay, he rolled over. When are we gonna get through this? Doing your tummy time, work with them rolling back and forth. Not just in the one direction, roll them in the other direction so they can learn how to roll back and forth, because it's kind of dangerous if they can roll over onto their tummies, but they can't roll back from the tummy back over. They have muscle strength and they can probably pick their head up pretty good, but it's still kind of dangerous for them to roll. I keep an eye on them until they can roll back and forth. And I'm still nervous and I still watch them. Um, but allow them to experiment with sleeping on their tummy. I allow them to experiment, and I don't rush in there and okay, flip back over, because I know they can't rescue themselves if they flip over their tummy. They can't roll back. So all of this happens uh, when they start pulling up, when they start crawling, and they start scooting. They do that in their beds, and that interferes with sleep. So all of these little telltale signs, watch out for them. If they don't seem sleepy at that time, if you get to that transition and you know, okay, the morning nap is not going well. The afternoon nap is okay. That evening nap, oh, that's the best one, right before bedtime. So adjust the morning nap, adjust the afternoon nap so that all three of those naps are productive. Instead of you saying, well, I just give up on the morning nap. Adjust those naps. The baby still needs sleep. They still need sleep. They need to grow. They grow when they sleep. It helps the brain, it grow the brain when they sleep. So adjust all of that. Uh, Let me see. Do you outside park yard? Nope. Pass nets. Dr. Kula doesn't have my experience in 17 years, infant specialist. Education is important. Yes, Fibro Nanny, exactly. Uh, Google Drive for parents. I always set up Google Drive so the phone isn't full, and I always link grandma and grandparents, everyone. Smart idea. I've never done a Google Drive, but I have done the app with them and put articles, sent links, uh, so that, and I have a Google Photos. So when I take pictures, it automatically copies those pictures from my phone to the Google Photos. And that way, at the end of the day, as long as I'm connected to Wi Fi, at the end of the day, I check and see, okay, got all these photos. All right. Last photo I took, okay, it's got it. And then I delete all those photos. And if I need them again, the app of Google Photos is on my phone, and I can go into the Google Cloud and download it if I need to send it to somebody. So I like that idea about the Google Drive. I got to add that to. You got me adding that to my list of things. Where's my pen? Uh, I need to add that to my list of things to do, because I most of the time it's in the app, and I will put it in the app. But the Google Drive is a good thing. Okay, that's my special pen for when I write at night with my babies. But I got to write this down. See, I told you, if I don't know something, I find a way to get it to you. I have plenty of nanny friends that have different experiences than I do. And if I can't find if I don't have the answer, I can call on my tribe, and they was like, oh, well, I have this experience. Oh, well, I have it. And I can come up with you 3 or 4 different solutions to your problem. So, yeah, That's why I love my tribe. I love my nanny community because we all work together. Yes. Thank you, Fibro Nanny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. My other two nanny kids are 4 and 1.5, by the way. Mom is home a lot, but I get nervous around the newbie. Ah, well, breathe. And I don't blame you for getting nervous around the newborn, um, because they take more. Uh, I guess they need more attention, and they're more. I won't say more precious because it's not more precious, but they're more fragile. That's what it is. They're more fragile than the 2 year old rambunctious child who is, bumping their head every time because they want to crawl under the table and stand up and, hello, you're too tall for being under the table, but I bump my head and cry every time. They'll learn. So yes, taking more time, with the baby, um, 4 and 1.5, and you have a newborn. Okay, cool. So just breathe. You're gonna be all right. Breathe. And if you need mentoring, give me a call. I'm right here. Join the classes. You can learn a lot from the moms group, empowerment group, because we talk about a lot of things. Uh, Basically, what I use as a mom and what I use with the children, that the newborns that I take care of through toddler. My specialty is 0 to 3 years old. So you need some question answered. I'm right here. Talk to me. Hi, do you have any suggestions for an 18-month-old who throws constant tantrums over everything? First of all, your 18-month-old is in the terrible twos. I know he's not two yet, but trust me, those terrible twos start around 17, 18 months old. Because, these kids are so smart. They know what they want. They know how to push buttons, and knowing that they're pushing your buttons to get what they want, they know. I don't know if you noticed. Um, Wait a minute, hold on. For anything, okay? Are you a nanny, uh, Mary Claire? Are you a nanny or are you a parent? Because what I'm about to say next makes a difference. Children know each adult that come in contact with them almost on a daily basis. They interact with each adult differently. Separation anxiety is usually the baby and mama. Sometimes it's daddy when mama's not at home. It transfers to daddy. But if daddy's home and the nanny's there or grandma's there, separation anxiety, that child's gonna run to mama almost every time. Children act differently with the nanny than they do with the parents. As a nanny, I like the kids to be independent. I like for them to use, I talk to them, I let them know what's going on, what I expect of them, and I tell them what's going to happen. And there are consequences for their actions. If you stick your foot in that hole, you might fall over and hurt yourself. So please stop putting your foot in the hole. And after a certain amount of times they stick their foot in that hole, I just stand back to catch them because I know they're going to be looking. Is she looking? Is she looking? Okay, she's not looking. Let me put my foot in this hole. And then they start tumbling and it scares them. And I've snatched them up before they face plant. And I do that a couple of times so they will know that the falling sensation scares them. And I want them to know, yes, you could have hit the ground, but I saved you. And I explained to them that's dangerous. We don't, let's go over here and do something else. I try to redirect them. But you have those stubborn ones like my own child who just determined to do what they want to do. And when you're not looking, that's exactly when they'll do it. But it teaches them a lesson at the same time that there are consequences for your actions. I hate when the kids have to learn consequences for their actions, but I know it's also a cause and effect and it's a necessary process. So they'll learn what to do, what not to do. And sometimes, if your child is smart enough and just inquisitive enough, they will learn what to do and what not to do what they want to do, stick their foot in the hole without falling over, without having consequences, because they have practiced it. They practiced long enough that, okay, let me see how I can maneuver this hole without hurting myself. So they have ways of maneuvering things, but you have to let them know that your temper tantrum, that's fine. It's okay for you to get angry, but I'm still going to redirect you. I'm still not going to let you hurt yourself. I'm still not going to let you knowingly put yourself in danger. So, as the parent, as the nanny, we redirect them. They're going to have a fit. They're going to pass, it's okay for you to be angry. And most of the time, when I know they're doing things uh, just to push buttons, I will let them fall out on the floor and let them have their fit. If you get angry and you need to cry, cry. I'm not going to stop you from crying. I'm not going to stop you. As long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're not throwing things and aiming things at someone else, and it's just you who just needs to just get all of it out, go for it. When you get done, I'll be right over here at the table, maybe 7, 8 feet away from you. I'll be over here doing something. And that's the time when I pull out Play-Doh, or I pull out a quiet game, something that's calming, a new activity. If your child hears this noise, what's the first thing I'm gonna do? What's that? I heard something. And if you keep crinkling that long enough and loud enough, they're like, okay, she eating something. What is she doing? Okay, I need to go find that. It distracts them just like that. And even though tears may be coming down their eyes and they're like, oh, 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 they're still looking to find out, what is this noise? What is that activity that you're doing? I'm interested. Use that. Distract them. And once you get them distracted, once we start playing with the Play-Doh or whatever, I just talk to them. I'm glad that you got over being angry, and I'm glad that you got over being upset. I like that you're calming down now and you're participating in this activity. Tell them, let them recognize how they handled their anger, how they handled getting past being mad, even though you had to sprinkle that or pull out some Play-Doh or whatever other things that you needed to do to redirect them. Let them know that they did a good job in calming themselves down and redirecting themselves and getting over their anger and coming back to happy instead of being sad. I don't like it when you're sad. It hurts my heart when you're sad. I like it when you're happy. And, if your child's old enough to talk, they'll talk back to you. My 17, 18-month old, I talk to them and I tell them, I'm so glad that you're not angry anymore. I'm so glad that you're happy now. And look at that smile on your face. Look at there. And I start tickling them. Oh, yes, I love it when you're happy. That's a mechanism that I use to get them, to distract them, to get them from angry back to happy, and to let them know I acknowledge that you were angry and I saw how you worked through that. And I saw how you came back to being happy. And that one was free. So, But yeah, I have other techniques that I use with temper tantrums. So if you want to find out, join our group. I'm trying so hard not to get frustrated, but I'm losing myself in the process. Yes, it like I said, if you've been in class this past weekend, we talked about calming tips, not just for the kids, but for the parents. Because what you see today, I wasn't always like this. The things that went on in my head, if you don't stop all that noise, oh, you get on my last nerve. All that went through me. And I'm like, breathe, Angela. Okay. And even if I had to walk around the table 10, 15 times, because walking builds, that gets those happy endorphins going, I'd be walking around the table. I almost wore a hole in the carpet, walking around the table. Okay, walk, 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 walk. Okay. All right. Walk away. Go do something else. Start a new project. Cooking. I would go to the kitchen and cook. If the child was right there, I'd be in the kitchen and I start cooking a new recipe, finding something to do, cooking lunch, cooking dinner. Sometimes dinner was done at 12:30 because we had a bad day and I had to cook something and I had to have them to help me cook so that we can turn that thing around. So yeah, there's so many different things, so many different coping mechanisms that you can use to calm yourself down and calm your child down because your children play off of your emotions. And if they know they're pushing your buttons and you're like, and you're yelling and fussing, they're going to pick up on that. They're going to do the same thing. Children will do what they see you doing quicker than when you ask them to do something because you're modeling behavior. It's okay for them to see you getting angry, but also let them see you breathing. Also let them see you using whatever mechanism you're using to calm down. So they'll know it's okay to be angry, but it's how you handle that anger. It's how you come down off of that, climb down off of that cliff. Make sure your child knows that too. Thanks for having a great live while I'm sad about my position in it. Oh, I'm sorry, Casey. Do you have another one lined up? Hey, good evening. My 1 year old is not making eye to eye contact often. What can I do to help? Um, if your child is not doing eye to eye contact, there could be several things. Maybe they're having problems seeing. One of my friends didn't realize that her daughter couldn't see. Um, she knew she had what they call a lazy eye, but until she took her to the eye doctor, she didn't know. There's also, these being on the spectrum. Children who are on the spectrum often don't make eye contact. They'll look like past you. It looks like they're standing straight in front of you, but they're not looking at you. They're either looking past you, they're looking at your nose, or they're looking at your chin, or they're looking right past you, where it looks like, I'm really looking at you, but I'm not looking at you. It looks like I'm looking at you, but no, I'm not looking at you. So you have to have it evaluated. Take them to the pediatrician, have your pediatrician well, let me say this. Before you take them to the pediatrician, observations. Observations, observations, observations. Not what you feel, but observations. I was talking to my child. I lifted my child's chin, and they still kind of looked down. Instead of looking eye contact, my child was looking towards my chin or towards my chest instead of making eye contact. And record the time of day it was. Record what you all were doing at the time because sometimes it may be activity related. It may be uh, because it's hot outside. It may be environmentally related. But when you make those observations, observe what's going on around you. observe what you're saying and what you're doing at the time, what activity you're doing at the time, and how you try to make eye contact with your child. And that way, once you have like 2 or 3 weeks of observations, well, nowadays it's kind of hard to make an appointment with the doctor. It depends on if your child is sick or you got a well child appointment or a sick child appointment, because the sick child is going to take precedence over your child. So after you have a couple of weeks, set up an appointment with your child's pediatrician so that you can voice your concerns, take your observations with you to the pediatrician, so that you can tell them this, on this day they did at this time we were doing this and this and this. This is how I try to interact with them. This is the reaction that I got from my child, and this is it concerned me. On this day we did this. Go down the list. If it's 5 or 6 times a day, go down the list. Make It's going to take some effort on your part, but in order to find out what's really wrong with your child, it's going to take some effort to for you to do observations and know what's going on. If you have a nanny, have them take observations of what's going on with your child. Half of my job is observations. And because I've done it for so long, I observe things that other people miss because I see it coming. Uh, Go get your child because they're getting ready to do this, this, and this. Oh, they'll be all right. And as soon as you, how did you know that? I've been in this too long. It's the age. Every child at this certain age has that tendency. So observe your child, observe your child, observe your child. Write it down. Write down what you see, not what you think is going on in their brain, but write down what you see, the reaction. If they roll their eyes around in circles, but they roll their eyes around in circles, or they turn their head to the left and what they talk, but they wouldn't look at me. All of that, write it down, because it could be signs and symptoms of several different things. But a combination of those several different things, if they keep doing a pattern of those certain things, that pattern that you're picking up on, the reason you're doing the observation, the pattern that you're picking up on will tell the doctor they're doing it at a certain time of day, they're doing it in a certain environment, uh, and they're doing it repetitively. If they're sitting there and when you're talking to them, and if they're going like this, write that down. They were playing with their fingers, constantly playing with their fingers. But when they walked away from me, they put their hands down. But every time I talked to them, they started doing this with their hands. All of these are signs of things that are going on with your child. And if you're just writing down one aspect, then you can get misdiagnosed. But if you write down everything you see, everything that comes into play, they closer to giving you the correct diagnosis for your child. Yes, Jeannie, ask a question. Jeannie in a bottle. Yes, please ask a question. Thank you. I needed 2 boys, 7 and 9, and they play fight, and always hit each other. And the younger one, uh, okay, Jeannie, I missed your, okay, I think I missed part of your question, Jeannie. And the younger one does what? Let me go back up. Uh, I can't find the rest of your question. Hold on, let me see if I do that. If it'll bring up. Nope, that didn't help. Okay, let me see if I do it again. If it'll help bring it up. Genie in the bottle, I lost the rest of your question. Um, Please retype it. Okay. I'm not sure what your question was. I always get okay, let's see. Babies can sense negative energy if I say you're okay, shh, in a different tone, they will react differently if that makes sense. Yes, it does. It does make sense. Hi, Nanny Dodo. How are you? Uh, my toddler takes deep breaths when he needs to calm down. It's so cute. We always do it together. Yes, Jen, my baby girl that I take care of during the day. She's like, she'll be doing something and she'll stop and she'll go, and it's too funny because she always draws her arms in. It's like, okay, I gotta get all the air in. I said, are you upset? No. And I was like, okay. Are you breathing? Yes. Okay, so you're not upset? No. Okay, well, carry on. But when she gets upset, and I was like, okay, let's calm down, let's breathe. And she go, I said, you're really not calming down. You're kind of getting riled up. So I was like, okay, let's breathe. Breathe with me. And so she'll start breathing with me and we'll take several breaths. And then she'll go, I said, you're good now? Please, help, please, help, please. I said, okay, what do you need help with? That's when I know that she's calm enough because she's asking for help. But I love the way she breathes. I totally get it, Jen. I totally get it. Hi, Chrissy. How are you? Art instead of networks well for us. Yeah, a quiet art project. Yes. Being overstimulated as a nanny isn't pay attention to that much. When I have a lot of kids and they are all over me, I get super overwhelmed, super overstimulated. Yep, I get it. I understand. Read books, classical music, uh, no bumpers in cribs, no loveys. That's true. For the first time nanny, no bumpers in the cribs and no loveys. Sleep sacks are for peace. Oh, girl, yes. I love the Love to Dream swaddles. Oh yes, they turn into a sleep sack, and then they have the little pajama with the feet in it. Oh, I love those. Okay, you may have answered this. When should you start trying to put an infant on a schedule? Um, technically, I like to wait until they stop cluster feeding, which is five, about 5 or 6 weeks, somewhere around there. Because right at the 6 to 8 week period is when I like to catch them in that window and they start sleeping 8 to 9 hours a night. So that's when I like to put them on the schedule because what's done in the day directly affects the night. So the families that I work with that have nannies during the day, I always read over their notes as to how the day went. And I always ask the parents, how did the day go? Because it lets me know what kind of night I'm going to be in store for, what to prepare for that night. And I leave notes in the app letting the daytime nanny know this is how much they slept, this is how much they ate, let's see if they missing a couple ounces, see if we can get that in them today so that they can sleep better and do better. But I would say right around it depends on the child, but I would say right around 4 to 5 weeks because that's when they stop cluster feeding so much. Um, that like eat on demand. Um, but some parents, it depends on what country you're from. They start out every 3 hours. That baby's eating every 3 hours. Every 3 hours, they don't let them sleep. I don't let them sleep through more than 3 hours. The newborns, but as they get older, especially at night, I start stretching them when I know that they are eating uh, 2 times their body weight. So if they're 10 pounds and they're drinking 20 ounces a day, yeah, you good. They got the little Michelin rolls on them, and you see the little puffy, skin, and those puffy jaws. They got enough fat. on them to help them to last throughout the night. And they eat better the next day. When they're not eating through the night, they don't snack throughout the day. They actually eat meals throughout the day and not, oh, I'll drink 2 ounces here. 2 or 3 hours later, I drink 2 more ounces. Then ooh, I got 5 ounces now. And then they go back to 2 ounces. So they're just like in and out of feeding. And you don't know how much to give them. And breast milk is precious, especially if you're pumping. You don't want to waste that milk, but you better drink all this milk, boy. I'm not playing with you. You better drink all this milk. But seriously though, um, to answer your question, I would wait till about 4 to 5 weeks to start trying to put them on some sort of routine. As they get older and start sleeping through the night, by the time they're about 8 weeks, that's when I have them on 90-minute up, 90-minute down on schedule. Because by then they're able to stay awake that long. But before then, please do tummy time. I do tummy time from the day they come home from the hospital. We do a tummy time. We get on our tummy. If even if I have to lean back on the couch and have the baby on my chest, um, we're doing some kind of tummy time because they need that neck strength. I'm a Gma. Oh, she said, "Oh, hi. I'm nanny. I nanny two boys. Any tips to get them to stop fighting?" Unfortunately, I'm a boy mom. It's just a simple and round. It's gonna happen. Um, I would try a reward system. If they're hurting one another, then yeah, most definitely. But if they're just wrestling around, uh, take them to the gym. Let them get it out. If they're gonna hit, get a punching bag. My son used to get angry, and I don't know. I'm dating myself now. I don't know if y'all seen these little blow up clowns or these blow up like bags that got sand at the bottom, and they tip over and they come back and they punch them again. And they tip over. I can't tell you how many. I bought like 10 at one time because my son would get so mad and he was just like. Ugh. But that was how he got his anger out. That's how he controlled his anger. Instead of punching somebody, he would go, I said, okay, you know where your punching bag is. And he would go in his room and I hear, Poof. I was like, oh man, we lost another one. So, yeah, I had a pump and I had the little punching bags uh, that they can just hit and they fall down and they come back up. And it also plays into their hand-eye coordination. It gives them it builds up their stamina. It builds up their hand-eye coordination because if the thing is coming at you and you swing and you miss, you're gonna topple over because especially if you're mad. But it teaches them that hand-eye it gives them coordination. It gives them uh with them going like this, it gets that happy juices and those adrenaline rolling through them, so they start feeling angry and start feeling happy. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, the younger one has a hard time with his anger. Yeah, get a punching bag. I think if you look on Amazon, they probably still have them. I know the last one I found one at Ross. Um, they have them at Burlington Coke Factory. They probably have them at Target and Walmart too. But yeah, those things work. It gives them a designated place and a designated, I won't say person, but object to take out that anger. Uh, yes, ask the parents. Hello, Rashida. Hello, Vanessa. Newborns are a little scary in the beginning, but you get used to the way they act really fast. Yes, you do. My baby was born preterm. She's 11 months now and not walking. Should I be concerned? Rashida, if she was born preterm, you have to uh, not go by there's a chronological age and a biological age. Biologically, she's 11 months old, but chronologically, if she's born 6 to 8 weeks early, you have to go back by her due date. So the things that she would still be in the womb going like this and not moving at all at 8 weeks if she was born 8 weeks early. So they have, even though they're on the outside, they're still trying to catch up to their original due date, birth date. So all that stuff that you're worried about, it may take a little extra time because they may be she may be developmentally delayed because of her preemie status. So what all the other 11-month-olds are doing, uh, she's not doing, and it's not normal. It's not unnormal. It's all babies don't walk by 11 months old. Twins, there's usually one twin that walks first, like 10, 11 months old, and the other twin doesn't walk until after they're like 12, 13 months old. If your baby is preemie, then she may not walk until, it depends on how premature she was. She may not walk for a while. And even babies that are born full term don't walk. Most of them don't walk until after 11 months old. A lot of babies walk when you work with them and you do a lot of tummy time and provide them stimulation on the floor, like with toys, music, crawl with them across the floor. They're pulling up. And a lot of times it has to do with the confidence level. Maybe she's not confident in standing up yet. Maybe she tried to let go and she failed and it kind of traumatized her. You can't tell what's going on in her head. You just think, oh, she failed. Come on, get up. Let's do it again. And her head is like, I'm not going to do that again. You must be crazy. Nope, 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 not me. You got the wrong one today, mama. Nope, I'm not doing that again. That scared the bejeebers out of me. I'm not doing that. My oldest son started walking at 7 months. At 9 months old, he thought he could run. And we were at a friend's house. And she's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. So he come toddling across the floor and he tripped over the rug and he went down flat. And he landed right in front of the couch. There was like this little wooden stump on her couch. It was like the 3 sections. Each section had like a little wooden stump. It was a decorative piece. But he fell over and it caught him right there. He had to get those little butterfly stitches things. He had like 4 of them up there. And he didn't walk for 2 months. That was a trauma to him. It was a trauma to me because it was a lot of blood for such a little cut. And I thought it had actually got his eye. And I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, my God, my baby, my baby, my baby. Yes. But yeah, it was trauma for me. But he didn't walk for another 2 months. So you don't know what has going on in your child's mind, the reason that they're not walking. It could be that, they're not developmentally ready. It could be, oh, I failed and I'm not doing it again. Or it could be, I'm still trying. I'm moving at my own pace. So don't judge your child by somebody else's child, by the norm. I hate it when pediatricians do that and say, oh, they're in the so-and-so percentile. They need to gain some weight. They need to do this. They need to do that. But if you look at their family history, this child comes from a small family. And when I say a small family, mom is 5'2". Daddy is 5'3". Daddy's mom and dad are no taller than 5'5". Brothers and sisters are no taller than 5'5". Mama's side of the family, she has maybe 2 cousins that are 5'8". The rest of them are 5 foot and below. So you can't look at your child and say, oh, they should be taller than this. They should weigh more than this. They should do this. If they're small people and they come from a family and genetics says that they're going to be small, then you need to take that in consideration that I have a small family on both sides of my family. So my child, the chances are, greater that they're going to be small. So let them be small. So stop judging your child by somebody else's and judge your child by the individual that your child is. That's basically what I'm saying. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Keep working with your child. And when they're ready to walk, they will walk. Now, if your child is 15, 16 months old and is still not walking, then I would go in and have them checked. But most babies are walking by 13, 14 months old. So give her a couple of months. A lot of things can happen in 2 or 3 months. So just keep working with her, keep encouraging her, keep, doing things to get her interested in walking. Okay, let's see. I have time for one more question. I got 5 minutes. Every baby walks when they are ready. I've seen babies walk at 10 months or even 15 months. Yes. Hello, Mariah. Hi, Callista. How are you? So, where's the food at? Hi, Randy. Hello, Martha. That's so cute. Haha. We as nannies see things in kids that parents don't see, even if it's a first time seeing. Yes, exactly, exactly, exactly. Yes, exactly. We see things because we're used to, okay, your child's, and you can look at a child and say, oh, that child's about 15, 16 months old. And how did you know? Because of what they're doing. It's age appropriate for that age because of how they're talking, what they're doing, uh, what you see developmentally in that child. That's how we know. Hello, Courtney. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The starfish swaddle is a lifesaver. I've seen the starfish swaddle, the one with the little points. Yeah, I've seen that. That's just similar. That one is similar to the one I was talking about, but with the arms up. If you watch these cute little commercials, especially the ones with the snoo, and the babies are down like this, the arms are down like this. As soon as you hear that, the baby's arms go. Babies naturally, you know, put their arms up. If they're sleeping on you, or you've got them cradled in your arms and they're sleeping, if they start to yawn, what do? First thing, their arms go up. So to me, it's natural for the babies to sleep with their arms up. And with the baby's arms up, when they start to roll, because a lot of moms like, I'm not ready for them to be out of the swaddle yet. No, they can't get out of the swaddle. Their arms being up keeps them from rolling so quickly. Now they can roll on the floor when they have tummy time, but if they're sleeping like this, more than likely it's going to take a little more effort for them to roll over with their arms up like this, as opposed to them doing tummy time and being able to push up and roll over. So that's one of the reasons I like it, because it kind of deters them from rolling over before I'm ready or the parents are ready for them to roll over, which means, man, I got to come out of the swaddle now because you can actually roll. Because being in a swaddle, in case you didn't know these parents, being in a swaddle and your child is rolling, not a good look. Because if your child's arms are down and they turn over, yes, they may have head strength when they're in tummy time, they can do this. But with their arms down, there's only so much they can do with their head without it going like this into the mattress. So when they start rolling, swaddle out. Get the swaddle up, the swaddles that I'm talking about, because they have zippers on the arm. And when they start rolling, I take one arm out so that startle effect, we can get used to it with one arm. Once we get used to it with one arm, I take the other arm out. Okay, both arms are out. You can do whatever you want to with your arms. And this period of time when you're training them with the arms out, it is it's going to take patience, it's going to take practice, and it's going to take consistency, because it's a waking effect. Oh, my arm moved. Oh, what was that? Oh, wait, what was that? It's going to take time and patience. But if that child is rolling, take them out of that swaddle. Please take them out of that swaddle. Hello, the Pew fam. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so I got 1 minute. Justice Spears' baby, 7 month old now, she was tilting her head to the side when sitting down and looking at you. She got diagnosed with torticollis. Yes, taking PT and doing much better. For me, it was a first. Yes, that's why I always tell parents, when you put the baby in the bed, switch sides. So the baby's head turn this way and the baby's head turn. I keep a counter. Okay, so I laid them this way for last nap, and I'm laying them this way for this nap. So their heads it will balance out, instead of lay them on one side and the head goes like this. Every time you lay them down, the head goes like this. That muscle right there in that neck, it becomes tight. And when they try to turn it, it's painful. And like I said before, babies are very sensitive to pain. And when they can become sensitive to pain, oh, if that hurts me, I'm not going to do that. So yes, it takes PT to get it out of that, get them out of that. Parents were very thankful for it. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Emily Ryan. Hello, Shanika speaks. And okay, I'm not gonna mess up your name. Carikas? Carrie. Okay, I'm not gonna mess up your name. I'm just gonna leave that alone. My name kid. 18 months loves to give hugs and kisses. So recently she started aggressively hugging other toddlers and hugs and kisses, but because of their balance, they all tumble down. How do I redirect her? Gentle hands. She's 18 months old. She should understand that gentle hands, and you model, okay, let's be gentle. Let's lightly hug them or put one arm around them so that they won't fall. Gentle hands. I always stress gentle hands. And then I'll take their hands and show them, especially kids who have pets, gentle hands. Let me have your hand. This is how we touch the cat. This is how we touch the dog or whatever pet they have. This is how we touch it. I take their hands and I just kind of put my hand over their hand and just kind of, okay, this is how we rub the cat. And when they start going like this, I grab their hand, I'm like, okay, gentle hands, gentle hands. We're gonna do this gently. So yeah, you have to be vigilant about that, because yeah, I'm sure the other kids don't want to be knocked over. It's Sarah. Okay, Sarah, thank you. Thank you for my friends, Shada and Kim. Like, why do you even try to pronounce these names? You know you can't pronounce the name. You always botching up people's names. I try to be recognize the people who come and watch and spend time with me, because I want to get to know you. And there's several people that I've got to know because they send me DMs and we talk all the time and they show up all the time. So now I know their names and not just whatever it is they have, user number, whatever, whatever, whatever. So okay, I'm gonna try to remember you, Sarah, okay? I tried that, but then she instantly does it again. It takes practice, it takes patience, it takes consistency. Consistency is key. Those three words, I always say: practice, patience, and consistency. It's going to take patience on your part. It's going to take practicing with her, and when you do it enough times, she'll look at you like, okay, yes, yes, great job. Gentle hands. Reinforce when she does it right. Reinforce it. But it's gonna take practice and patience. It's not gonna happen overnight. Oh, I just showed you how to do that. Yeah, but I'm doing it my way. 18 months old, they are very my way or the highway. And you have to be patient, consistent, keep doing it over and over again. They are a child. It's gonna take practice over and over, over and over. The power of repetition. So, am I Mexican? Like a little bit? No, but I'm a little bit Irish and a little bit Native American and a whole lot of African American. So, but I don't think I'm a little bit Mexican. I haven't had one of those tests before, but yeah. Have you ever been in a situation where there is a Karen? Oh, yes, too many times. And that's when your coping mechanisms and your breathe, let her have the floor. Just, your professionalism comes in. And when you are a professional, you act as a professional. I don't care what my mom used to say, I don't care what everybody else's child is doing. You are my child, and I expect this from you. So I don't care what everybody else is doing, what all the other Karens are doing. And when you see me like this, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Half the time in my mind, like, if you don't shut up and leave me alone, go somewhere, do something else with somebody else, you better. But my professionalism says, mm-hmm, yes, I am entertaining this foolishness because uh, you just open your mouth and let everybody else know that you are foolish. I'm not going to open my mouth and entertain everybody and let them think that I'm foolish when I know I'm not. So I keep my mouth closed. I act professional. And sorry, it's my post to send that message. I like your glasses, but I know how to get glasses because my eyes do work. I just got what you said. Okay. On that note, I will see you all next week. If you haven't signed up for the classes this weekend, we are doing transitions, learning about transitions, how to transition your child from one activity to another. Um, there are many different transitions. There are many different ways to do transitions. So if you want to join me this Saturday or Sunday, please go to the link in my bio, scroll down to Empowered Mamas group sessions, click on that and join the class for this Saturday. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you all have a wonderful, 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 wonderful weekend. Do something special for yourself. I don't care if it's going to buy a piece of bubble gum or a piece of ice cream, a scoop of ice cream. Do something special for yourself. Self care is not selfish, but it is important that you do it on a regular basis. All right. I will see you all next week, same time, same place. Bye now.